In this video, I describe our proven new customer marketing system. Our digital marketing process uses Google Ads, Facebook and Instagram ads, and landing pages to predictably attract 20 to 30 new customers each month to any business cheaper and more effectively. So the first thing that we want to actually do is start our keyword search, and we're ideally going to find the highest buying intent keywords. And what I mean by that is people that are going to convert, people that are going to engage with your practice are what we're looking for. So it's easy to go in, and this is KWFinder is a tool that we use that really helps us to kind of zero in on the right keywords, and I'll put a link in the video here. But what we're going to look for is, obviously we start with dentist, right? So that's somebody, if somebody's going onto Google and they're typing in dentist, they are at the top of the pyramid here. And what we find is, there's tons of monthly searches, and we have an approximately like an $8.50 cost per click. But we're going to find is that the keyword difficulty, and that really is just basically saying the difficulty in getting ranked or in competition is super high. And the reason being is that any dentist, every dentist is going to start with this particular search, and every dentist qualifies. So what we want to try and do is we want to get more specific and more targeted in high value keywords. And what I mean by that is stuff that's going to be high revenue generating. But let's first look at kind of the difference between a keyword like dentist and even just more specific, more specifically dentist near me. So actually more people search for dentist near me, the cost per click is going to be higher, but what we're going to find is the keyword difficulty is going to be lower. So let's get a little bit lower into the funnel, if you will, of a search. So somebody might look for a dentist right off the bat, but really then they're going to start looking for something like dental implants or emergency dentist near me or pediatric dentist near me or orthodontist near me. And what you'll find is there may be less searches for these particular keywords, but what you're also going to find is the keyword difficulty drops because less and less people. Now, dental implants is super high value, so that's going to have more people that are going to be advertising for this. But what you'll find is there's less searches, and quite frankly, the PPC difficulty is going to go up a little bit, but that's because it's high revenue. So for me, I'm going to get my clients looking for things that are like emergency dentist or orthodontist or pediatric dentist, high revenue, high intent keywords, more specificity, more specific keywords like periodontist, pediatric dentist. Again, they're going to be more specific to the search, and therefore they're going to be higher converting keywords. And we can take it even further, putting in locations or orthodontist near me with that provides Invisalign, or Invisalign near me, for example, or Smile Direct Club near me. Something more specific would be something like that we'd be looking for. I always try and get outside of just dentist and start putting a geographic modifier, meaning that the towns around you that people are going to search for. So people aren't going to really look for a dentist specifically. I'm not looking for a plumber. I'm looking for a plumber in my town, so I know that they can serve me quickly. Emergency dentist, if you provide emergency dental services, kills it for our clients, so something to consider. So next thing we're going to talk about is how to run an audit. So the next thing we want to do is run a market audit to kind of figure out what the competition looks like, what they're doing with keywords, their ads, what their offers look like, and their landing pages look like. So if I'm, for instance, again looking for landscape design, if I'm running a campaign, I want to see what people are doing locally. Are they talking about price points in their ads? Do they have their phone numbers in their ads? what keywords are they utilizing? Lawn care or landscape architect, residential or commercial. These are the types of things that we want to do. And we also want to kind of figure out when people are advertising and how often. And so who's doing it, what they're putting in it. These are all really great things. Now, the way to best do an audit without any assistance is to literally do these searches throughout the day, multiple days. Do it Monday through Friday. Do it on the weekends. Do it in the morning, the afternoons, the evenings. If you can figure it out late in the evenings, that's even better. We happen to use an audit software. Again, I'll put the link in the video that kind of gives me an idea of how many people are actually running ads, what the keywords are, what the ads look like, all those types of things. So, really important to me is to see kind of, what the top seen ads are, but this is for Invisalign for a dentist, but what are people talking about in the ads? Are they, if it's a local provider, top rated Invisalign provider starting at $199 a month. These are more generic, Smile Direct. These are provider ads. But if we're looking at, again, a local provider, they're giving a price point. They're giving a phone number. Now, I don't support clicking on actual ads here, but with our software, we're actually able to click on this and see the landing page without charging somebody for that click. So I believe this is morally better. But this way I can kind of look at where they're taking people, what the information looks like, and get a feel for, again, kind of what a local orthodontist is doing with their landing pages and how it compares with my clients or with mine. I want to see kind of what, if I want to look at Smile Direct Club or Invisalign.com, that's one thing. But if I want to see, what the local competitors look like, to me, this isn't a great landing page. These are much better because they're focused on capturing information quickly and providing a little bit of information. They're far better than something like this, which is literally taking you to a home page. How am I tracking that stuff? So it's important to me to see, does anybody have, this person has Facebook ad tracking. This person does not have it because they don't have a pixel on the site. This person does, but again, it's a less, I like that they say book an appointment, but to me, I want to kind of put that form right on that landing page so that people start doing it. So again, really what we want to do is run an audit, find out what people are doing, what keywords they're actually targeting, when they're actually running the ads. I want to see all that kind of information. Based on, hey, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, how many competitors are there? Look for sweet spots like Tuesday at 7 a.m. There's less ads than on Saturday at 7 a.m. To me, that's important to see so I know that I can find less competitors. Again, Sunday morning is going to be a lot better than Saturday morning. And yeah, people aren't open, but guess what? People are still doing their searches at those times. So that's helpful to me. Again, run an audit, find out what your competitors are doing, whether they're running specific verbiage in their ads, what the offers look like, are they putting price points in there, what do the landing pages look like. That's where you want to get started with an audit. Now that we have our keyword list built and we've run our audit, what we want to do is go ahead and create our Google Ads campaign. Now, I'm not going to walk you through the setup of this. Google does it very well on their own. If you need assistance, obviously we're here to help you. But really what we're going to do is create our Google Ads campaign, and we're going to create really an ad based on what we think is going to do the job. For me, I make sure that we're doing both mobile and desktop ads, but what we want to do is, again, take them to a very specific landing page if we want. I'm not going to show you my client's landing page here. I made a very generic ad to share with you, but basically what you want to do is make sure that you're targeting certain keywords, create a headline that you think is going to get clicks, because without somebody getting a click to your website, then it doesn't cost you any money, but we're here to try and get people to the website. So who you're targeting, what you what you are, who you're targeting. These are things that I think are very important. If you have any very specific keywords that are important that people are looking for, that's obviously a good piece. I'm not including a phone number here, but you want to have links for a phone number. You want to have a contact us, treatment options, for example. If I'm in the plumber, plumber space or electrician space, everything's going to be different based on those things. So really, it's very simple. Create an ad that you want people to click on, and that's really the hard part, is a high buying intent ad that's simple, it's targeted using Google Ads, and then once we get them to the landing page, that's when the work begins. Now that we have our ads set up, what we want to do is make sure we're driving our prospects and our leads to a simple and easy to focus on and convert landing page. And what I mean by easy to focus on is I don't want to have my typical header where they can see about us and reviews and before and afters or anything like that. What we want to do is, again, remember the process. Somebody just came on to Google and they're looking for, in this example, an orthodontist near me, or Invisalign specialist in a certain town name that we're advertising to. So what I want to do is I want to take them to a high converting landing page that tells who we are, a little bit about what we do, but more specifically focused on either picking up the phone and dialing our office or submitting their name, email address, and phone number to book a calendar appointment to come in for a consult. So what we're going to do is have those things clear and obvious right from the landing page. Right up front, that's the first things I should be able to see. We in America read left to right, so on the right-hand side, we typically want to have the phone number because we're going to start here, look right. Go here, look right. So we want to have this kind of aligned and then be able to quickly and easily convert. Then, of course, we do want to have a little bit of information just in case they're curious. A picture of the staff, a couple testimonials if you feel like it, office hours, again, phone numbers, locations, and then again, right back to kind of, get us that scheduled consult. Again, you can do more information and blah, 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 blah. But again, the focus being that we want them to engage with us through here as quickly as possible. Now, once they submit this information, they're taken to a simple calendar page where you can select a day, time, and put your office availability. I do suggest that if you're not in the office, you take away these capabilities. This is something that, again, we make it pretty simple for our clients. If you're not in on Fridays, don't make that an option. You can always reschedule them from there, but it's just an added step that's not necessarily needed. Once you pick that date, that time, they book the calendar, and your front end staff hasn't even had to book a calendar appointment yet. All they have to do is then confirm it or reschedule from there. But you've already booked booked an appointment without even having to answer the phone or do anything like that. Now, an option here is to have a thank you page. I usually don't like these because once I do this, our capabilities automatically notices that somebody converts. But if you are going to track, again, with Facebook tracking, Pixel or something like that, it is important to, if your system, your software doesn't automatically note that a calendar appointment was booked, you do want to have a landing page that tracks it. That way, when we go to talk about retargeting, we can retarget people that have either landed on this page, actually gotten to the calendar, or more specifically, booked. And we can talk about retargeting in a moment, but that's really why we want to have those different pages. But again, the focus of the landing page needs to be clear and obvious and focused on converting, and don't make them think. Make it easy and obvious what we want them to do. Okay, so I'm going to try and be specific as possible, but I want to be very generic about this messaging portion. So once we've driven people to a landing page and we've captured their information, what we want to do is we want to either follow up on a new lead or we want to thank them for booking their appointment. So what we try and do is we customize this for all of our clients, and I recommend you find an automation software if you're not working with an agency that provides this. to just increase conversions. And this is not going to make or break your business. It's not going to mean extra 100,000 or $1 million in your business. But what it will do is increase the amount of people that actually book appointments. And what I mean by that is when we had somebody on the landing page, they may get distracted. They may, little Bobby might have, spilled his grape juice on the carpet, or they might have been, paging through at work and not able to submit their information, or, once they submitted their information, not able to book, or what have you. Or more importantly, you might be, running a Facebook campaign, and you might have already captured their information, but once they landed on the landing page, they didn't take action. So what we're doing is, once we have that name, email address, and phone number, is we're increasing our conversions for our clients, and minimizing response time. And what I mean by that is, a lot of our clients don't necessarily have somebody sitting by the phone waiting to respond to a brand new lead immediately. But what we found is, the quicker you respond, the more often you respond to an immediate lead, the more likely it is to convert. So what we're doing is, we apply a marketing campaign, an automation campaign, so that this runs on your behalf in the background, and we'll provide a link to the Lead Convert RX company that we use below. But really, it's about trying to say, hey, thank you for your interest in our company. Select a time for your consultation, or if they haven't booked already an appointment, here's a link to the calendar again. Alternatively, you can start a virtual appointment at this website. This was for a particular client, and this was off Facebook. We also have a dial back, and this is, again, happening immediately. As soon as that information is sent in, this triggers our automation. This is a voicemail automation, where 2 minutes later, we're actually sending a voicemail to the lead saying, hey, thanks for calling. Appreciate your interest. We're a little tied up at the moment, but we definitely want to speak with you. Call our office at this number right now, and we'll have somebody available. We're also sending a text message that basically says the same thing. And we run these things. You can set the timing to run Monday through Saturday, or whatever your office hours are, so that it looks like somebody in the office is actually trying to get in touch with that prospect. And this, again, goes automatically to voicemail. It's not a dial-in where somebody needs to be on the phone. We do have that capability where we can do a live transfer. But really what this is doing is just saying, hey, you know what? We know that you're interested. We're trying to get you set up. Your booking request has been received, but we don't have you on the calendar. All this is just simply automated, and the second they actually book the appointment, the automation stops. But what we can do is start talking about, how the process works. You can start doing about the team. You can do testimonials. This all runs in the background until somebody actually books the appointment or converts how you want them to convert. So this is really effective at, again, minimizing the response time. So again, if you're a solo practitioner, or you're the only person, and you're on site and you're doing an estimate for a client, or if you're working with a customer right now, this all works in the background behind the scenes. So it minimizes that response time, but it will increase and maximize the conversions of getting people booked significantly. So again, it's not going to make you an extra $1 million this year, but if your current conversion rate is 10%, it's going to make it 15 to 20%. And if you can double your conversion rate, that's like doubling your revenue stream. So it can be super valuable. And so that's one thing that we found has been very effective for our clients. So I want to come back to the discussion about retargeting now, and where we do it and how we do it. So what we're doing, as I mentioned earlier, is we're going to put a Facebook pixel on the landing page, the calendar page, and the thank you page if we use one. And the reason that we do this is we want to track each step of the process that people go through when landing on our site for retargeting. Now, as mentioned, originally we're going to bring them in through Google Ads. But we may bring them in through Facebook ads or another platform anyway. But if we didn't, what we'd like to do is be able to retarget them on Facebook. So we know we're gonna specifically message people that have seen this landing page. That way, it's more targeted. It's not just going out to everybody in the local town. It's not everybody that necessarily at one point liked our page, but we know it's somebody that has recently been on our page, and what we do is we set up the campaign to target people within the next 30 days after they land on this landing page. So if we know that they haven't already booked an appointment, and this is the way we set up our campaigns, we're going to retarget with kind of a simple message about, Invisalign or whatever, whatever the message was that brought them to the landing page in the first place. We want to just continue to pound that messaging on Facebook. So we're on a different platform, but with the same user, and we know that they haven't set up the appointment. Or if we do know that they set up an appointment or they visited the calendar page, they visited the calendar page but didn't actually book and didn't set the actual appointment, what we can do is set the messaging up to say, hey, we know you were on our site. We know you forgot to set the appointment. Bring them back specifically to this landing page right here where they can then book the appointment. If they have, and again, if you do use thank you pages, or if you don't and you just use our system, the messaging would be a follow-up occasionally where we start to show video testimonials of patients that have already gone through your practice. We can talk about your credibility, your credentials. So by the time the person's sitting in the consultation across from you, they've already received messaging on Facebook, even though they've already booked the appointment. We start the messaging with automation and with ads that really sells your practice, your capabilities, and the experience that they're going to get before they actually come in and sit for the consultation. So when you do have that consult, it's less about you explaining who you are, what you do, and why you're the right fit. And it allows you to talk to their pain points. They can start to talk about little Bobby's underbite, or they can talk about the reason they feel uncomfortable in sales meetings because their smile isn't exactly what they want it to be, or what have you. So that's the reason that we're going to be doing our retargeting. So the final step, and this can also be a standalone step for some people when utilizing some kind of automation software, is what we call a database reactivation. And really what we're doing is we're reaching out to previous customers or previous leads that were on a company's list who either haven't done business with you for a period of time. And again, that's if you're a lawn care service, it might be 2 years. If it's a dentist, it might be a year, or just people that again haven't for some reason been in touch. What we're doing is we're activating that database of all those people that most people have in their contact database, and just reaching out to them via email and via text message, and providing some kind of reactivation offer. For me, this example is an advertising thing saying, hey, we had a special New Year's offer for our orthodontic clients. But basically what we're doing is, again, we're sending out an email and a text message. You can have as many events as you want, but trying to get people to come back and do business with you. Or it could be a refer a friend situation where if you had a great experience and you refer a friend, we're going to give you a free XYZ, and they're also going to get 10% off or something like that. So database reactivation, we can build that into your marketing campaign, that automation already, so that we can hit people up that, if they were leads and they never actually converted into a piece of business, we can set it up so that 90 days after they become an initial lead, we start the campaign again with a different type of promotion. Or you can just reach out to previous leads or previous customers and have a brand new offer. And this usually turns into some fast money for our clients.